Jacksonville Jaguars are a mess. An absolute and utter mess. So, Sports Illustrated reports about 2 weeks ago, Jalen Ramsey will not get a contract extension this year. Yes, the Jalen Ramsey that's been in the league 3 years, averaged 3 interceptions per season, had 7 interceptions in the last 2 years, 2-time Pro Bowler, All-Pro last year, absolute stud, athletic, hard-hitting, aggressive, everything you want in a cornerback. He can talk the talk, he can walk the walk, but they won't give him a contract extension. They have money locked up in so many bad contracts. The Yannick Ngakoue, one of their star pass rushers, is holding out of camp right now. They can't re-sign Jalen Ramsey, and their future looks even dimmer than before. Now, you look at the cap situation. They've spent money on a lot of bad investments. Andrew Norwell, an offensive guard, their highest paid player, $16 million this year they owe him. AJ Boye, their other corner, who's a great corner, borderline Pro Bowler, year in, year out. He's been a stud. He's great opposite Jalen Ramsey, but Jalen Ramsey should be getting that $15.5 million a year, not AJ Boye. Calais Campbell, great player, but he's aging. $14.5 million. You like that to be more around 10, but one of the premier interior pass rushers in the league. Nick Foles, they just signed a quarterback. He's an upgrade over Blake Bortles. Don't fault them for that. I'll talk about Blake Bortles later. But Marquise Lee at $9 million a year. DJ Hayden, an average slot corner at $7.5 million a year, making just about what Jalen Ramsey is at the moment. Leonard Fournette can't stay healthy. He's owed $7.5 million a year. Brandon Linder, their center, $5.5 million a year. They have so much money tied up in bad contracts. And wait, it gets worse. They owe Blake Bortles $15 million next year to be a backup on another team. That's awful. That is absolutely terrible. You can't do that. It's an NFL franchise. They thought they owed it to him. He's now the backup for the Rams. And they're paying him $15 million to play for another team. They paid that money just to get him out of town. So you have $27.5 million basically wrapped up in your quarterback position when you combine Nick Foles and Blake Bortles, what they're owing both of them. No wonder they can't pay Jalen Ramsey, can't pay Yannick Ngakoue. Now you look back at 2 years ago, Jacksonville took the league by storm. They made it all the way to the AFC Championship game. Probably should have beat the Patriots. There were some bad calls at the end of the game, but Patriots won the game. The Eagles go on to win the Super Bowl that year, but Jacksonville was a breakthrough. After years of obscurity, ever since Maurice Jones-Drew, Fred Taylor, David Garrard, that core left. They went through the Blaine Gabbert era. It didn't really work out. They finally get back to the AFC Championship game. They were successful, and it comes crashing back to the ground next year. You look at the team they were matched up with in that game, we said, wow, they have a young defense. Ramsey, Boye, Miles Jack, Yannick Ngakoue, Malik Jackson. They have a young offense, too. They had a core of good receivers. They had Leonard Fournette. They had a good O-line at the time. Now they're paying them a boatload of money. But we said, wow, that team could be good in a couple of years. They could sustain that. Fell back down to earth last year. You look at the Patriots. They didn't overpay players. Traded away Chandler Jones, Malcolm Butler, Jamie Collins. Now, Chandler Jones is still a great player, but the Patriots said, we can have a comparable player, maybe not as good, but we can pay them a fraction of the cost. You look at Malcolm Butler, he's fallen off since he's left the Patriots. Jamie Collins is kind of caught in no man's land right now after he played for the Browns for a little bit. The Patriots didn't overpay for players. The Jaguars did, and now they're paying for it. They paid Blake Bortles that huge deal because the defense carried them to an AFC Championship game. Now they're paying the price. One good year can't change a dysfunctional franchise. Tom Coughlin can't either. Great football mind, but the owner really doesn't care. He's a financial mogul. He's out here just making his money, doing his thing. And this could spell the end for Doug Marrone and Tom Coughlin, that duo. After it looked like they were going to have really good success after a couple good drafts, after making it to the AFC Championship game. But man, if you asked me at the time, I'd say, yeah, the Patriots are going to decline. Tom Brady's leaving pretty soon. They're going to go down. They won the Super Bowl last year. The Jaguars, they're in a bad place, and they really only have themselves to blame, and that's sad.